Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today we are talking about the third film in the Saw franchise. And I watched this one and the second one and the first one in a row because I was so interested in watching them all, which is why I'm filming this really late. And I do want to apologize for a mishap. Next week, a lot of the videos are going to be advertising that my Saw series will be coming out next week. It's not. It's right now. The Saw series is coming out now. They moved the release date to Spiral, and so I falsely advertised the release date of my Saw series. So I apologize on behalf of Lionsgate. But that's okay. Today we're going to be talking about Saw 3. Saw 3 was released in 2006, which is exactly a year after the first one, which was the second one, which is exactly a year after the first one. And it was written by Lee Wannell again and directed by Darren Lynn Bousman again. And this one follows Jigsaw mostly, who is sick in bed following the events of Saw 2. And from here, we see that he is getting Amanda to help him, right? Amanda from the second film and the first film, to help him get better. And the way that they're doing that is having Amanda kidnap this doctor, and also her husband, even though for the most part of the movie we don't know that they're related. And they put the husband through a series of tests trying to get him to forgive the killer that killed his son, while Lynn is forced to help Jigsaw live, because if Jigsaw dies, there's this thing around her neck that explodes. So she doesn't want him to die. That's the motive, which is a pretty cool motive if I say so myself. In general, I don't think this movie was quite as good as the first two. I really don't. I'm going to talk about a lot of the issues. Let me say first, I'm going to be talking about quite a few issues that I have with the film. But they're minor issues, and it's still a fun movie and excellent to watch. But a few issues that I had. For one, the pacing felt off. There were a lot of weird stops and breaks we had in the ramping of the events here, which kind of threw me off a little bit, because for the most part in the other films it was very. This one not so much, which is okay. I'll leave a little break, but it's still a little bit weird, and it's a little bit longer than the other films too, which might have added to the ramping issue. Another issue was the ending was not nearly as strong as the first two endings. I think the ending was still good, and I think that there's no way they could have really gone about changing it. There's a couple of ideas that I have, but I think that it was a pretty okay ending, but I don't think it was very well done, especially in comparison to the endings of the first two movies, which were top-notch. And a lot of the characters in here just I don't really care about, and a lot of it felt like trap to trap to trap, which are cool because the traps are really cool, but I feel like we should have had a little bit more interaction with the characters when they're going in between traps. For the most part, it feels like they're walking through a museum of traps, which is okay, but also, I'd like a little bit more character development than they were giving me, which isn't a huge deal, but it is a minor deal. Overall, the film's really fun, though. I do enjoy it. I like the traps. The traps are really cool, especially the pig one, when they're, swimming in the pig. I don't even like thinking about it. It's awesome. And there's that arm twisting one, with the leg twisting one, with the head twisting one. Super cool. I like that one a lot. If what is being told to me is correct, the ones coming out after this one have even more of that kind of gross stuff, so I'm really excited about that. Even though I typically don't like this kind of movie. I typically don't. I'm really excited for this one. Let's talk about some of the acting, starting with Tobin Bell again as Jigsaw. He's even featured even more prominently here than in the second one, because he's on his deathbed, and there's this one scene with the surgery that he has to go through that is immensely gross and awesome. It's good. I was eating dinner while I was watching it, and I was like, it was amazing. I loved it. Never again, though. Never again. But it was cool. And Tobin Bell is really, really strong here. I mean, really, he is. And I don't know if we'll see him again in other movies. I assume we will, but I don't know for sure. But I am really excited. I hope that we do. I really, really do. Shawnee Smith reprising her role as Amanda again from the first two films. She's great again. She's even better in this one. I think she has even more strong of a motive. And her relationship with Jigsaw is really cool. And I really do like the motive that she has here. And I've heard it even gets even more, you see her more motive even more in the future films. Which is one thing I can say about Saw so far is the films are very intertwined and very interesting put together, which I will mention in my video about Saw in the future when I actually sit down and I go through all the Saw movies. But so far, pretty well intertwined. I really like that. Angus McFadden, which is a really cool name, as Jeff. So he's the guy that has to walk through and forgive the killer for they killed his son. He was really strong here, really strong performance. He was able to sell me on his son's death. I really liked him here. I don't think I've ever seen him before, and I don't think we'll ever see him again, unfortunately, but he was really fun and really interesting to watch. And I think he was a little bit not good in the beginning, but then as we progressed and learned more about him, he got even better. So I really liked that it was a progression of his performance as well as a progression of his character. And Bahar Sumek as Lynn. She was top notch here. She's the doctor that was kidnapped. She's really, really good. She just gives this aura of intelligence, but also like arrogance that I think works pretty well, even though it shouldn't. Like I don't think it should work, but it does. It really does. And she did a really, really good job. Overall, a really good sequel to Saw 2. However, unfortunately, not quite up to par with the first two movies. Again, I think it's still entertaining and does have a lot of entertainment value, and it is still very fun to watch, but not quite as much as the first two. So I'm going to have to give Saw 3 an A-. Overall, still definitely worth checking out. I bought this collection on accident, really, because I saw it at Walmart for like $15. I was like, I might as well. I'm watching it next week. So I'm happy about it. Also, it adds to my Blu-ray collection that you see I can add. Comment down below what you guys thought about Saw 3, as well as what should I add to my Blu-ray collection? My goal is to have a bookshelf full of them soon. And every week I'm buying at least one. So let me know what you guys think I should buy on Blu-ray, and I will consider adding it to my collection. But that's going to do it for me today. Please consider subscribing, commenting down below, liking the video, sharing the video, all that kind of jazz. And I hope you guys enjoy the series. I'm having a great time filming it and watching all these videos and movies and stuff. And I apologize for the mishap and the scheduling issue. I'm going to get that fixed right now after I film this and edit it. And then I'll figure out exactly what to do with all of those. It's going to be complicated, but that's okay. But thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, keep watching movies and television. Stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.